students, teachers, and parents, it is a great pleasure to welcome you all to our International Day celebration on this beautiful spring morning. I would like to begin by explaining the very meaning of International Day. Now, if I were to ask you what International Day is about, most would say it's a day to learn about new nations, appreciate new cultures, and eat some delicious food. And I mean, I can't disagree, especially regarding the food. But lately, I've begun to realize that there's a bit more to International Day. Most of all, I've begun to understand what a great opportunity we are given as students to be in an international school. And I'd like to show you why. Now, I'm often asked by my parents, do you even know what an amazing opportunity you were given to be in an international school? And much too often have I answered yes, boredly, simply because I knew it was the only correct answer. I knew I was incredibly lucky to be in an international school, but I never took the time to understand why. Then, with the closure of my previous international school, some of my very best friends were dispersed all over the world. I'm currently in close contact with a friend in Brazil, one in Belarus, another in Albania, one in Malta, one in the US, and even a few teachers who, despite being in Belarus and Bosnia, are still open to help me at any time. And glancing at a map of the world, I thought, wow, what are the chances that I'm in touch with people in more than 5 different countries? And at BISL, I'm getting to know people from an additional 6 countries, including Japan, Germany, and Russia. That was when I realized what amazing opportunity we are given as students to be in an international school, to make connections that enrich our lives and broaden our perspectives. And on top of making these connections, an international school teaches us incredibly important values. We are able to share our days with people of so many different cultures and nationalities. Students learn to accept people for who they are, regardless of where they come from. We treat everyone equally. And it's both these connections and values that we learn that will be incredibly important later on in life. It has shown me that we shouldn't only be celebrating International Day or International Week, not even International School Year. What we should all try to celebrate is the fact that with these connections and values instilled within us, we will be able to live international lives. But for now, let's not overthink this fun week. What I will ask you is to take some time to look around you, admire and appreciate all the cultures and nationalities you are able to learn from on this day. But most importantly, don't only take today or the rest of this school year. Appreciate every day you have to be in a school with students and teachers from over 40 different countries. Isn't that amazing? So with that thought in mind, let's head into our annual celebration and give a round of applause to our first country, Albania. Now, when an Albanian is greeting you, he or she will in fact shake their head, and when they're disagreeing with you, they will nod. Let's see what the Albanians have to say. Mirdita, unë jam nga Shqipëria. Well done, Albania. Let's give a round of applause for our next country, America. Did you know that America doesn't have an official language? It is a multilingual nation, though the most commonly used language is, of course, English. Welcome, America! Howdy from America. Great job, America. Round of applause for America. Let's welcome our next country, Armenia. Now, since 2011, all children in Armenia from ages 6 to 8 have compulsory chess lessons as they are part of their national curriculum. It's the first country in the world to include it on their national curriculum. Well done, Armenia. Welcoming our next country to the stage, Australia. Now, Australia sure does have some fun facts. For example, each year, Brisbane hosts the World Championship of Cockroach Racing, and there are also more sheep in Australia than there are people. Let's welcome Australia to the stage.
Good morning from Australia.
Well done, Australia. Our next country is Austria. Here comes Austria with one of the oldest flags in the world. The country is also home to Europe's tallest waterfalls, the Krimmel waterfall.
Hello, Austria.
Moving down to countries with a B, welcome Belgium to the stage. An applause for Belgium. Belgium is famous for two desserts, both chocolate and especially waffles. You can find more than 30 different waffles in an ordinary Belgian supermarket.
Bonjour et Belgique.
Well done, Belgium. Next up, Brazil. Brazil has more animal and plant species than any other country in the world. If we consider the Amazon rainforest, well, it's responsible for producing around 20% of the world's total oxygen.
Hello, good morning from Brazil.
Well done. Applause for Brazil as we welcome our next country, Bulgaria. Bulgaria is the oldest country in Europe that hasn't changed its name since it was first established. Their capital, Sofia, was founded 7,000 years ago.
Bulgaria.
Well done, Bulgaria. Let's welcome Canada. Round of applause for Canada. Canada is quite impressively rich with fresh water. More precisely, over half of all the lakes in the world are located in Canada. The country has more than 3 million lakes and nearly 32,000 big lakes. Welcoming Canada to the stage. Hello from Canada. Great job, Canada. Round of applause for Canada. Welcoming our next country, China. China is about the same size as the continental USA, but it only has one official time zone, while the continental USA has 4. China spans 5 geographical time zones, yet they only have one official time called Beijing time. Ni hao from China. Great job, China. Next up, we have Croatia. Now, Croatia, along with being to most Slovenes an ideal summer vacation destination, is often nicknamed the land of 1,000 islands. A more accurate nickname might be the land of 1,266 islands. Great job, Croatia. Next up, Czech Republic. According to the Guinness Book of World Records, Prague Castle is the largest ancient castle in the world. It's almost like a town. Next up, Denmark. Welcoming Denmark with a round of applause. Now, Denmark has been named the world's happiest country on numerous occasions and still remains to be in the very top of the UN World Happiness. No stage fright. It's okay. Great. We're going to give a round of applause for Denmark.
Good morning.
Great job. Round of applause. Definitely deserved an applause. Now let's welcome Egypt. Egypt, as many of us may know from history lessons, was an incredibly advanced ancient civilization. Along with pyramids and mummification, they were able to heal wounds with moldy bread. Applause for Egypt. Great job, Egypt. Our next country is Ecuador. Ecuador is the closest country to space. It was named Ecuador, which in Spanish means equator, and making it the only country to be named after a geographical feature. Amazing outfits, Ecuador. Great job.
Buenos días.
Amazing job, Ecuador. Definitely worth a round of applause. Round of applause for Ecuador as we welcome our next country, France. Now, contrary to popular belief, the Eiffel Tower is actually not the most visited monument in Paris. The Eiffel Tower is ranked 4th among the most prized monuments in Paris. The Cathedral Notre Dame first, followed by the Sacré-Cœur Basilica and the Louvre Museum.
Bonjour de France.
Great job, France. Next up, Germany. Germany leads the world with a renewable energy consumption of 12.74% of their total energy use. Once again, great outfits for Germany. Guten Tag, alle miteinander. Wir repräsentieren euch Deutschland. Wonderful. Great job, Germany. Next up, we have Ghana. Ghana, which means warrior king, was the first country in sub-Saharan Africa to gain its independence. Round of applause for Ghana.
Hello, we're from Ghana.
Hello. Great job. Next up, we have Great Britain. Now, Britain, a country that can be considered slightly obsessed with tea, consumes an average of 165 million cups of tea per day. Great accent. Now moving on to Greece. Athens, the capital of Greece, is named after the Greek goddess Athena. The myth in which Athena became the patron of Athens includes competition between Athena and Poseidon to create the best gift for the Athenian people. The gift presented by Athena was an olive tree, and it was the superior gift. Great job, Greece. Let's welcome Holland to the stage. Now, Holland, the Netherlands, is known as the flower shop of the world, and for a good reason. They produce 80% of the world's flower. Hungary. The title for the greatest female chess champion is held by Judith Polgar, a Hungarian who won this title at the age of 15. The Rubik's Cube was also invented by a Hungarian. Great job, Hungary. Let's welcome with a round of applause our next country, India. India is very big on math. Algebra, trigonometry, calculus, pi, and decimals, despite being parts of math that most of us dread, are incredibly important and were founded in India. Namaste. Good morning from India. Great job, India. And welcome Iran to the stage. Iran is most famous for its Persian architecture, with most of Persian buildings in the world. These buildings have been around since 5000 BC, some of the oldest structures on Earth, and yet they're still standing.
Hello, good morning.
Amazing job. Let's welcome our next country, which is Ireland. Now, Ireland, in the story of St. Patrick, says that he chased out all the snakes from Ireland, when in fact there were never any snakes on Ireland. He really came to Ireland to convert the people from Celtic pagans to Christians. Halloween is also based on the Celtic festival Samhain.
Good morning.
Hello from Ireland. Round of applause for Ireland. Our next country is Italy. Italy is the 5th most visited country in the world, home to many landmarks including the Colosseum in Rome, the Leaning Tower in Pisa, and the artwork and buildings in Florence.
Representing Italy.
Wonderful. Moving on to letter J, welcoming Japan to the stage. Japan has the world's 2nd highest life expectancy, and Tokyo, Japan's capital, is the largest city in the world, hosting 36 million people. Great energy presented by Japan. Thank you. Next up, we have Kazakhstan. Kazakhstan is famous for its population of wild horses. It's believed that man first tamed and rode horses here. Today, the Kazakh horse population sits at over 300,000. Let's welcome New Zealand. New Zealand was the first country to allow women to vote. They were, in fact, the first for quite a few things. For example, they were also the first to conquer Mount Everest. Good morning from New Zealand. Great job, New Zealand. Welcoming our next country with a round of applause, Poland. Poland is the country of two very famous scientists, including Marie Curie and the famous astronomer Nicholas Copernicus. Wonderful, Poland. As we welcome our next country, Romania. Bucharest, the capital of Romania, is also called Little Paris. The city's Arc de Triomphe was constructed in 1935 to be modeled after the Arc de Triomphe in Paris. Great job. Round of applause for Romania. Welcoming our next country, Russia. Moscow has more billionaire residents than any other city in the world. There's a total of 74 billionaire people there. Great job, Russia. Moving on to our next country, Scotland. The national animal of Scotland is the unicorn, and it's a very magical country. Legend tells that unicorns can purify poisoned water, which shows the healing power of the animal. Great job, Scotland. Moving on to countries with Serbia. Serbia is home to a river called Mir, and it's called that because it's 365 meters long. Great job, Serbia. Welcoming Slovenia. Slovenia is rather obsessed with bees. We even created an International Bee Day that is celebrated on the 20th of May. We have more than 90,000 beekeepers. Hello, and we're from Slovenia. Meet us by Slovenia. Next up, South Africa. Known as being the Rainbow Nation thanks to the mix of cultures and people living across the country. The status of being a cultural melting point is evident in the fact that South Africa has 11 official languages. Great job. Moving on to South Korea. South Korea has the busiest air route on Earth, the Jeju Airport. 26 million passengers use this airport every year. Great job, South Korea. Let's move on to Spain. Now, the Spanish anthem has no words. The original anthem, written in 1761, was not composed as anthem lyrics, but rather to serve as a military march to provide aid for the Spanish infantry.
Buenos días de España. Que Molina y Sol de España.
Wonderful job, Spain. Incredible outfits as well. Now let's welcome Taiwan to the stage. Taiwan is best known for having the best food in the world. Bubble tea was invented in Taiwan during the 1980s. They are overall especially famous for their high-quality tea. It's on. Oh, they have a poster to show us too. Wonderful job, Taiwan. Our next country is Turkey. Turkey is one of the only countries that is spread across more than one continent. It is home to the Grand Bazaar, one of the largest bazaars in the world, with 4,000 Merhaba. Round of applause for Turkey as we welcome our final country, Ukraine. Ukraine is the biggest country in Europe, has the deepest metro station in the world. Ukraine is home to 7 sites protected by the UNESCO World Heritage List. Доброго ранку.
Здравствуйте.
Round of applause for Ukraine and all other countries that participated in today's event. I believe it was more than 40, something we should really be proud of as an international school. So with our last country heading off to the finishing point, we will then be taking a picture of all the countries aligned, and I would like to welcome to the stage our principal, Mr. Walton, to conclude the ceremony.
Thank you very much, Julia. Fantastic job. I'm sure everyone will agree with me. Please can we have a big round of applause for Julia, who's hosted the event today. Thank you very much. I'd also like to thank all of the parents who've come in today and also those that are watching via our Zoom link online. It's wonderful to see such fantastic support, and we thank you for joining us today. So big round of applause, please, for our parents. Thank you. It's a very, very exciting week ahead. We have many activities, many projects to get involved in, but the students, you look fantastic, and you did such a wonderful job in front of everybody to come up and really start our international week with a bang. So well done. Finally, can we have the biggest round of applause for the students who participated today? Thank you. At this conclude the opening ceremony, I'd like to invite the parents, the staff, and those of you who want to take photographs of all the wonderful flags, the international costumes, and celebrate this opening ceremony with us. Thank you very much to everybody for taking part today, and we're looking forward to a wonderful week. Thank you very much.
Space.